because you take it to the streets, you take it to the average person, and everything that you do is perceived as a miracle in the eyes of someone else. No matter how insignificant it might seem to you, it's an absolute miracle. I'll give you an example, and this is just real quick. Somebody asked me, what do you do as a lion? What do you do as a lion? Well, let's see. In the last 18 months, I could look at them and say I saved the sight of 37 million people through campaign site First 2. I've been a part of a first on the scene effort, rescue effort to the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Those governors down there called LCI, and overnight, they were given thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars for immediate, whatever they can use it for, as a rescue effort. Last June, the Central Plains, with all the flooding, I was in Bangkok. Tens of thousands of dollars to the governors in Iowa and Kansas for those flood victims. You know, that's what have I done in the last year and a half as a lion. Then I reeled it in a little more locally. What have my club done? You know, a little more recently, I put a pair of glasses on a 7-year-old little girl, and she could see everyone in her classroom a little more clearly for the first time in her life. You know, and then when they were asking me, you know, what do you do as a lion? They were a little bit dumbfounded with all of that. And I'm just part of an effort of Lions Clubs International. I didn't do those things by myself, but it's a collective effort of Lions Clubs International. And then I simply looked at the person and said, why don't you join us? And the person joined the club. So it's a little thing like that, to think a little more globally. You guys have a tremendous impact. That's one of my things, is to think a little bit outside the club. You guys make a tremendous impact in Middletown and the surrounding areas and Mississippi. And if I could get all of the Lions Clubs in our district to think a little more globally about Lions Clubs International Foundation, where those monies go to help earthquake victims in Turkey, you know, the tsunamis that hit Southeast Asia. You know, our efforts go way outside of Middletown. And you guys don't have a problem with getting new members, but it's just a little something for you to take out there with you. I see that you're at St. Mark's in Keensburg. Is that a relatively new project?
Yes, that's a very new project,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
We're going to talk about that
Keensburg and that surrounding area, West Keensburg, they see a Lions Club. They might not have seen a Lions Club in 25 years. That's a beautiful thing. Because more and more people see that, maybe they want to be a part of something like that. So I'm really happy to see that you're branched out into different areas. Other people might not see it that way. I look at it as people are seeing Lions Clubs International doing something in their town, and maybe they want to be a part of something like that. And then eventually, if you get 10, 15, 20 people in that area, then we have an opportunity at a new club. And at this point in our district's situation with being transitional, that's what we want. We want more clubs, we want more members. So, again, you guys do a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous effort, and I mention you when I go to other clubs. I don't have a problem with that. I hope you guys don't mind that I use you as an example. It's a good example. And if all of the clubs in District 16B could do the things that you guys do, we wouldn't have any problems at all. So, again, you guys deserve a lot of applause. I have a couple of just brief announcements before I get into a little bit about Lions Quest. That's not my forte. My Vice District Governor was going to present that this evening, and apparently there's a electrical issue, so I'll touch on the highlights of that. Let me ask you this, are there any educators in the room?
We're not even very educated.
I didn't want to touch that.
Did you read the budget?
We had a few questions about the budget.
Very good.
I'll do that first. Lions Quest. I have some information on the program. what I'd like to do actually is, because originally, if we could get maybe your club and 1 or 2 other clubs to join in a joint meeting, I'd like to get the state chairperson to come in and really give you a nice solid foundation on what the program is.
Okay.
Basically, it's Lions Clubs International's version of DARE. They get into the schools from K to 12. They discuss, they teach teachers how to handle things and educate them, and they get credit for it, CEUs. But they get information on bullying, substance abuse, community outreach. It's character building for the children. No matter what the grades are right through high school. It's community connection, academic performance. It's a very diverse program. And just for the teachers to be trained in it, it's usually 2 or 3 full days of training where they go for maybe 12 hours a day. So it's pretty intensive that way, and they get certified. But then they take the program back into their school districts, and they implement modules, and they also get to pick what grade level they think it's appropriate.